Okay, let's see. All right, y'all, we are back at it with YouTube. I just got out of the shower. I took a cold. That's another thing in my everyday routine lately with prep is I'll do my fasted cardio, but then as immediately when I get back, I'll kind of jump in the shower and re-energize myself with a cold shower. I don't know if it's placebo right now, but that's one thing that I've noticed in terms of just energy levels throughout prep. Obviously, you being in a caloric deficit for X amount of time is going to naturally kind of fatigue your energy levels. But if you think about it, or you just tell yourself, I don't have the fucking energy for it, you're not going to have the energy for it. It's kind of like where you put your mind places. And then, I don't know, as opposed to just doing things and just being like, fuck, this is going to give me, it's just placebo. So I think just in terms of just kind of like tricking your brain into, I don't know, into working for you as against you. Because there's a lot of things that we kind of like talk ourselves out of because it's like, oh, I don't have the energy for this right now. I don't have the time for this right now. And we kind of like talk ourselves out of whatever it is we're trying to accomplish, dude. But I don't know. But yeah, I've been enjoying the cold showers. Another thing is I've been fucking freezing. I can't even walk around the house without any socks on. So I have to wear socks just to regulate it in terms of my body temperature. Which is another crazy thing, dude. Internally, I feel my body temperature like drop or raise significantly, whether it's taking a cold shower, whether it's hopping in the sauna, and now, it's just all over the place. But today I'm gonna take y'all in a little day of the life action for prep, since we got a lot to catch up on. So, about to cook up meal number 1, which our dishes just got cleaned, so I can finally chef that up real quick. We got an omelet. Our morning breakfast. Just a little breakfast omelet, nothing crazy, but do some egg whites, get a lot of volume in there so just fills us up throughout the day. Don't have too many carbs for my morning breakfast. I've talked about it before, I don't know if on YouTube. But if you're somebody who again, speaking of energy, who feels very drained or tired after a heavy meal with a lot of carbs in terms of density, kind of playing around with your carbs throughout your day can kind of help you regulate your energy levels. So if you're somebody who kind of gets tired, eating a big, dense carb meal, whether that's, I don't know, breakfast cereal, a giant muffin, or something like that, you might respond better if you push your carbs later in the day, like nighttime. If you push your carbs towards the end of the night for your last big meal, like an hour before you go to bed, and it makes you tired, bro, that's perfect. Help regulate your circadian rhythm a little bit. Just, I don't know, play everything in your benefit. It's gonna listen to your body. Fuck, that's too much. All right, 360 minus 320. All right, 40 grams. Sometimes the egg whites go out a little too fast, so I'm gonna have to dump this out just in a little sink. It should be 40. I lied, bro, that was 14. Oh my gosh. Let's see the damage. Oh, change the units. 39. Alright. Yeah. In terms of kind of like structuring your diet plan, just make sure you're doing everything beneficial to not just only in the current moment of just satiating yourself or kind of filling a sweet tooth or something like that. utilize how it's all perspective on like how you view food. And you can view food as kind of like the enjoyment, and I get that, especially from a social context, especially in the Western culture, civilization, right? We can't escape social settings or gatherings that have food. Obviously, being on a bodybuilding prep, I have to say no to a lot of things, but it's just the world we fucking live in, where it's like, oh yeah, we should grab a bite sometime. I've had to turn that down so many fucking times, which is like, thankfully I have prep as an excuse for that, so I can be a little antisocial. But honestly, that probably indirectly makes me a little weird, because now I'm just home on house arrest, meal prepping all day, working, and talking to a camera. I think the talking to the camera thing is kind of like the equivalent of, I don't know, modern schizophrenia. Because it's just like talking to yourself at the end of the day. That's how my brain works. I don't know, there's always something up there. Where, hey, I really have no excuse not to post on YouTube, man. I just gotta post. So, we're chefing up our omelet right now. So we got 320 grams of egg whites, just to eliminate just excess fat from just doing eggs. Because I know a lot of people will just take, even me when I first got in the gym, I would just take 5 to 7 eggs, actually. Cheat code too, before you put your actual eggs on. If you want to save the yolk, if you like if you like a runny yolk, if you throw the egg whites on, kind of give you like the base, and then throw the spinach. Mix that around. You don't have to add spinach, but in terms of just giving yourself some fibrous carbs and just satiate yourself a little bit more, really good. Highly recommend. But it's not technically on meal plan. I don't necessarily need it, but it is an option. But I'll do my layer of egg whites, then I'll do my spinach, and then I will do my actual eggs on top of the spinach. And everything kind of cooks evenly distributed, but it undercooks the eggs just enough to where, like, when you actually open the omelet, your egg's still a little runny. So, putting y'all on game. When I first started tracking or dieting, I would eat like 5 to 7 eggs. But the thing with that is, like, each egg in of itself has like 7 grams of fat. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Obviously, it's dependent on the size of eggs, but yeah, it adds up, man. You might have, and that's the thing with dieting in general too. You could have something that might not necessarily. It could easily fit your macros, but that's the thing with dieting. You could fit like, I could fit a single Oreo. I think like a single Oreo is 90. I don't know if a serving size is two Oreos. But you can fit random things, but the thing is, we never leave satiated just with a single food. And even in terms of how food is kind of processed nowadays, it leaves you wanting more. So even me on prep, when I can have like sugar-free options, like sugar-free syrup, sugar-free, let's think. I don't know. Let's use sugar-free syrup just as the standard example that we're kind of like using. I can eat sugar-free syrup. 5 calories, 30 grams. Not a problem to fit that in there at all. But the issue is, as opposed to kind of just eating the foods with like a little less flavor, yeah, in the current moment when you first start trying to eat that way, it's gonna be boring. It's boring as shit. Same thing with going to the gym the first time. It's gonna be boring, but it's kind of like the more you do it, the more routine, the more you know what to expect. And so obviously if you're used to your current eating habits, and that's more intuitively eating, just whatever you want, if it's like, fuck it, I want some Five Guys right now. Some Five Guys sounds good. There's different variables that you can kind of control to affect your output. All right, so the camera just died. So I don't know where train of thought I kind of left off on. But one thing I was going to mention is if you are not eating firstly when you wake up or as early as you wake up, you're not going to put your body in a state of protein synthesis to where you're able to actually build and put on as much muscle as possible. So kind of, I don't know. I know people want that quick fix solution, and there's so many different fads that kind of fill that void in a sense. But if you're somebody who intermediate fast, dude, when I had an eating disorder in terms of starving myself every day, I would wake up and I would drink a shit ton of water, kind of fill myself up to where I didn't need food. And I kind of would get whatever work I needed done kind of in the morning, whether that was school work, whether that was real work, whether that was content creation when I was in grad school, whatever that may be. I would just fill up on a shit ton of water for the time being. But that wasn't actually helping me expedite my muscle growth journey or process. But figuring different things out, like while you are, I don't know. It's like an experiment at the end of the day. You gotta just start somewhere and kind of plant the seed and have that initial interest and then let it stem into something and see if it might not even grow in anything. It might be a bad seed that you kind of plant. But in terms of like nutrition, you gotta start planting something. And you could have a full garden, but planting certain seeds and allowing it to grow, whether it's your training split, whether it's your nutrition intake, you gotta start somewhere. So even for myself, of somebody who used to start with like intermediate fasting and forcing myself to eat less throughout the day, eventually that evolved to where I'm more tactical with my meals, to where I'll stay fasted to do my fasted cardio, but then dude, I need to get that meal in, at least meal one. I will still say I'll drink about half a gallon. I've already drank a quarter of a gallon. Dude, a bug flew in. But I drank a quarter of a gallon, so half of a half gallon. And that's another thing too. Having some type of water bottle to where I can track my weight more, my water intake a lot more regularly, has helped throughout the deeper of this prep. Just because, I don't know, I'll kind of force myself, and again, with the placebo effect, I'll force myself, okay, at this point of the day, I need to have half a gallon down. At this point of the day, at like once it hits 2, I need to have at least a gallon down. Before I hit the gym, 8 gallon down. And then kind of like finish the day on a 2nd gallon. So kind of regulating water intake flow with that. But it's also setting up your environment for fucking success, dude. It's like me setting up the seasonings right above the kitchen countertops just so it's just like automated. You want to kind of automate your lifestyle a little bit so you can actually follow and kind of stick with routine on habits. But especially for something as important as prep. But I gotta flip this omelet real quick. Alright. See what we got. Alright, that wasn't bad. Could have been better. Looks pretty gas. Then we got our oats. So this is 40 grams of oats. Ignore that. I put in water weight. We got, what is it? 110 blueberries. And a little bit of cinnamon. We got meal number 1 going down. We have our beautiful little breakfast omelet. I'm gonna throw some salsa on here, let this cool off. But before we have that, we're about to have our oats with blueberries and cinnamon. So in terms of what I was saying with, what you doing? But anyways, with what I was saying with even like sugar-free syrup, I was using sugar-free syrup even in my oats, just because it gave me like a little extra flavor and kind of gave me like, again, with having the omelet, I have savory but also sweet with this. But in terms of kind of regressing and kind of taking out what I don't need, it's made me stick to my meal plan a lot better of taking out the artificial sweeteners. It's kind of, it left me wanting more, always, like, in the sense if I would just have a little bit, I'd be craving it throughout the day of just like whatever meal I could. If I could, for my pre-workout cream of rice, I would want to throw on some like sugar-free syrup in there. What's another thing? I've kind of regressed also and taken back on the amount of artificial sweeteners in terms of stevia that I'm adding into my coffee intake. So I don't even have sugar-free syrup to put into coffee right now. I've literally just kind of come to terms with black coffee. As boring as that sounds, it just, there's more flavor, but it didn't stem that way. It was just me kind of forcing that habit and then eventually learning to appreciate it and enjoy it. So I've been doing my black coffee, but I'll show y'all after this meal because I'll make it. I'll make a coffee after this meal. I'm about to eat this meal real quick. Hopefully y'all getting something out of me yapping. Like that's another thing too. In terms of me coaching, I've been doing a lot more education and investing into different courses. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this meal real quick. Better make that coffee real quick. But yeah, if you don't have a Keurig, I'd recommend it, dude. Unless you're trying to be super bougie and get you an espresso machine. Just the accessibility. I know some friends, shout out to Sydney Sykes, because I know she has an Nespresso. It's like an espresso but with like an N. But that actually tastes really good, but the pods for those are super expensive. But the Keurig pods aren't that expensive. So we have, in terms of flavors, this one's really good. Dunkin', a little dark roast. These are just like enoughly sweetened to where I don't need to add anything. As well as this Donut Shop coffee. Probably one of the better brands of the Keurig flavors is the Donut Shop coffee. But Snickers, to kind of give myself, again, the placebo effect that I'm actually eating a Snickers bar. About to pop this down real quick. And strong 12. And put it on go mode and call it a day. So I'm about to have that and then work on some client work. And I'll update you all more with prep. But I did wake up at 2:47, which has been another horrible deal, dude. It's been stressing because I'm behind where we were at the same amount of weeks out from our original show, because obviously we pushed our show back. So I'm kind of behind schedule. I know Kyle's a little upset with me, but I'm just trying to lock in, man. I'm trying to focus on qualifying for nationals before I even worry about nationals, because I think I was putting so much pressure in terms of prep of worrying about longer term goals that kind of took me out of place of the present moment and goals that were closer in pursuit that I kind of have to worry about first prior to accomplishing anything in a greater scheme of things. It's like the equivalent of like small wins kind of compounding into a larger win in life. So trying to focus on the small wins right now. Yeah, this isn't going to be a full day of eating too, by the way. I want to post a full day of eating, probably record a full day of eating next YouTube video, honestly. Just today, just give y'all a full run through of a day in life of prep. So I'm about to have this coffee, finish some work, and I got 2 meals left. We're going to head to the gym. We're about to link up with one friend, Jacob Jones. He's about to do his own lift, but we're going to, he's a lot better at posing than I am. A lot more fluid. And that's my thing with posing now. It's like I have to get really fluid in terms of the flow. But, yeah, it's just teaching myself how to be a bodybuilder, man. That's all this prep series essentially is teaching myself how to be a bodybuilder. Because at the end of the day, I'm just somebody who likes to fucking train. That's what got me into the gym. That's what got me to this position of where, this position of life is just, I'm just a kid who likes to be in the fucking gym. I likes to feel fucking sweaty. Feel like I'm fucking working. Yeah, I'll catch y'all in a little bit. All right, y'all. So, if it currently looks like I'm on my living room floor, don't worry, I am. Got my feet kicking a little bit. Just finished up some client work, as well as watching a video about video settings for the camera. I'm trying to educate myself and be more comfortable in terms of videography, just where I feel a lot more confident in my capabilities. Don't knock laying like this until you try it. So obviously this is kind of like a modified Cobra in the sense of where I'm elongating my spine by sitting up here, but it also helps digestion. It kind of elongates your stomach and allows for more flow in your stomach. So that's a little life hack for y'all. Also too, if you're just having low back tweaks, because I hit back yesterday, so my low back's kind of tight. Just lay like this for a little bit, takes off like alleviates kind of the pressure or the stress on my low back as opposed to sitting in a chair for like hours upon end doing work. Obviously, if you're working in a cubicle, you might not be able to do that, but just standing, bro, trying to get off of that pressuring and just work on your mobility work in some regards, dude. Your body functionality matters more than a lot of different elements. Yeah, it's going to help you directly in terms of fitness, but just on a day-to-day basis and injury prevention, if you're worrying about your mobility work, you're kind of just listening to your body, doing what your body needs, whether it's just laying on the fucking dirty-ass floor, right? That's what it's about, man. Like, why would you work, whether it's your job, whether it's the gym, why would you do that shit and burn yourself out to the ground to where you can't function and enjoy yourself, whether it's retirement or when you're outside of the gym? You do those things so you can enjoy life outside, and giving yourself some body functionality to where you're able to properly or optimally move how our bodies are created to. Our bodies aren't meant to be stiff. So it's a little counterintuitive, but it's the same thing in terms of even like video settings, like I was talking about, right? You got your ISO, you got your aperture. It's a system, man. And listening to your body and taking care of the different things that you need to do for your body is just all feeding into the system. It might not necessarily do something specific, but all together, all around, it's going to better you. So, yeah, I finished my meal for 3. I don't know, we're about to go to the gym soon in a little bit, but I'm going to say it. This is a comfy-ass carpet, not going to lie. Y'all ever seen Get 'Em to the Greek where they're kind of like petting the walls off psychedelics? They're just petting these like fuzzy-ass walls? No? I don't know. I don't know when the last good movie I saw was. I know everybody's been going to Inside Out 2, Long Legs. There's another kids movie, Despicable Me 4, which I was going to go to North Carolina, so that was my excuse to kind of go see some kids movies and take my sisters. But now you're going to see a grown-ass man with a giant-ass diet soda or whatever at the movie theaters. That's another prep hack, man. I haven't been going to the movie theaters that often, but the movie theater, the AMCs near me have those really bougie, I'm saying bougie like it's not fast food joints, but those bougie soft drink fountains that kind of you can do a Coke, but you can add like vanilla cream or just all these different flavor options, like assortment of flavors. But yeah, might go over there and make a little jungle juice, like a diet jungle juice, and then kind of despawn for a couple hours where I'm not fixated on food. How's the colors look good, right? Huh? The colors?
Yeah, filter?
No. It's just camera settings. Like I've been just like learning a lot more with like color grading. Not log though, because that's just too much. But that kind of gives it
There's a few things I did. But kind of that cinematic, that like warmer.
What did you set the white balance with? Is it auto white balance? Or?
No.
Kelvin?
It's Kelvin, and I just, yeah. It's, bro, just keeping it like that as opposed, oh, it's crazy, dude. It's like.
Yeah, I'm doing that, but on S-Log 2.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah, just like even more comprehensive. But I was gonna equivalent it to like a power lifter switching over to bodybuilding with like photography. Yeah, got a good base knowledge. And I feel like I could take some fire ass pictures, bro. Like, and then switching to videography, it's like, okay, you question all capability or possibility, like you don't know it. Yeah, but I also think, dude, and this is what I kind of miss with like newbie lifting, when you didn't commit to bodybuilding and powerlifting, and you kind of were just like, oh fuck it, I'm just like bored, and then you kind of switch things up, and it's like that experimental phase of like what you enjoy, but also too of like what keeps you in it, like in everything, and how like your body responds. Like you can figure out if you're like, oh, if I'm a fucking powerlifter or I'm a bodybuilder. Dude, I used to do a push-pull leg split that I fucking loved. I know some people don't like push-pull legs, but push-pull legs, I would do it to where it was six days a week, and I'd listen to my body. I wouldn't fatigue myself like crazy, but if I would program one day to be like higher rep schemes, just more hypertrophy work, just bodybuilding, just trying to like actually build muscle to be able to push for strength. Yeah, as opposed to just being like, I don't know, I'm not calling anybody out, but like the whole David Lade army of just like skinny powerlifters. Like I feel like, yeah, you can just like powerlift, and nothing's wrong with that, bro. Like there's weight caps for weight caps. But if you're gonna do something like just it's a competitive edge. It's like you gotta bodybuild to fucking get the muscle like to where you can push that.
I used to love to watch James English.
All right, brother. I'll catch you, man. Hit me up though. Hit me up though if you want to hit one here. Yeah. I think I might get a membership here because I'm so close. Yeah. Next time I come back. Yeah. Are you going to that Bible study also? I host it. You host it? Do you host it every week? Yeah. Yeah, I host it. Okay, sick. I'll be there. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna try. I was literally telling Manny last week that I was gonna go when you were at the race car thing. Yeah, but then I didn't. Well, obviously, like, bro, the power situation and everything. I was like. We didn't even do it. Yeah. So yeah, I'll let you know, bro. Yeah. All right, man. Yeah, I'll see you Thursday then. Take care. Where was my train of thought?
You don't want to be a skinny powerlifter like they have.
I was like, no, you just fucking ramble like, nah, we're not doing that. Dude, no, I'm saying like, if you want to optimally do something, if you want to like push the fucking boundaries of something, like powerlifting, if you enjoy powerlifting, you can just enjoy it as a hobby. You don't have to fucking go all in with everything, bro. Like, what's a hobby? I like yoga. I don't fucking do yoga. I'm not a yogi. I'm a little, but you know what I mean? Yeah, but especially like, they play hand in hand. Like if you put on more muscle onto your frame, you are gonna be indirectly a better powerlifter. If you get stronger.
Hypertrophy stuff in the first place was when I was powerlifting.
Yeah.
And I started to get big, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I got hurt. I was like, oh, well, I like getting big. I'll just keep getting big.
Yeah. But another thing too, with me personally, since you're talking about that stuff, dude, it was calisthenics first for me.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I have like videos of me just like, the pull-ups don't even look real, but it's just like me doing like this shit and getting like 20 plus pull-ups, just like fast as shit, just like a pencil. Like my legs are so straight. But yeah, because I used to watch like Austin Dunham, like that.
I'm listening to you.
No, you're good. Oh no, it's mutual. feel my triceps.
Your whole arm is like.
I know. The stretch is feeling good. I'm a little high. But feel my triceps activated. It's activated, bro. Come on, man. You get acclimated, you get activated. You feel me? Yeah, my lats are on fire now. Oh. Hey, it helps you with that rotation though for posing for the side. Oh yeah, some more back crack. Little physique update. My chest looks full, dude. My chest looks good.
See, like in this pose on the side, your front delt is like either in line or slightly like in front of your chest. Yeah.
I feel like it's different though for like men's physique and classic though. Because like men's physique, you're supposed to make your arm look a little bigger and push this side. Like whatever your side. I'm doing both. I don't want to stay in men's. I think it's still me trying to get my like feet in the water. Once I see like where my potential actually is with it. But I feel like my physique kind of, at least where it is right now, is kind of in the middle.
Yeah, your back was nuts though.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it.